Hey, hallelujah family. Welcome back to the channel. Y'all, so I'm about to head off to bed, but I felt a strong pull in the spirit to share this testimony with y'all as the Lord is just it's a season of miracles and the unexpected happening and everything. So I pray that just this testimony right here and how the Lord will move and just that you will see an example of a glorious miracle that I experienced in my life. This was one of the first miracles of like nobody could tell me that Jesus wasn't real after this. You hear me? So this is called The Miracle on Capitol Hill. It'll be super short. I feel like I did share the testimony of my journey from PA to Washington, D.C. And Washington, D.C., of course, is where Capitol Hill is. And that's where this story takes place. Okay. So if you do not know the story or the testimony about how God moved me from Pennsylvania to Washington, D.C., it is on my channel. I'll try to link it in the description box. But it is called, I believe, The Land Flowing with Milk and Honey. So yeah, I got all the signs and everything. I'm just gonna go ahead and start the story time, okay, y'all? Because I feel an urgency on this. So yeah. So just to give a little recap, moving from PA to Washington, D.C., I had an assignment. I was in school. I was currently in school, and it was like coming in college, and it was coming up on Halloween. It was Halloween October 30th or 31st? Either way, on Halloween, I was actually in charge of an event at my school that on Halloween, I was actually in charge of an event at my school, and we made it a karaoke, like a gospel karaoke. So that was a really good turnout. It was really, really nice. And, a lot of people showed up, a lot more people than what I expected showed up, right? So glory be to God, that happened. And then the Lord had just been showing me signs that it was time to move and everything. That's where you get the eagle in the sky word that I posted pretty early on the channel. And everything, a bunch of the old earlier words, of course, because this happened in 2023. Right? Yeah, 2023. So this was 2 years ago, like when I first started the channel, right? So this was happening between October. I'm giving you this time frame just to see like how fast this went. Okay, so the Lord confirmed and everything. He was confirming it in October. He had been confirming it for a little while that it was going to be time for me to move from PA. But I thought for the longest that I was going to Maryland. Like when it was actually time for me to get in the car and go, I put Maryland into my GPS, and we just went. Maryland, we just got on the road and we went. And then, of course, if you've seen the other video, The Land Flowing Milk and Honey, he highlighted DC to us. We stopped. I just asked for, we spent the night like at a Wawa. But I just asked the Lord to like confirm if he wanted us to go to Washington, D.C., and he did. So we went to Washington, D.C. I didn't ask him to confirm it. I asked him to like, if I slept on it and if I still felt the unction to go to Washington, D.C., I was like kind of in that mid place. I forget what it was called. It was like a mid place between like Maryland and DC. But I forget what it was called. But anyway, I said to him, like, if I slept on it and I still felt that unction to go to DC, then that's what we would do. So that's what we did. And then, it's some parts of that story time in The Land Flowing with Milk and Honey, that testimony. So yeah, if you need the back details and everything. So after the very first day of us being in DC, he ended up providing for us somewhere to stay. So we were not like, we didn't spend not one night in the car when we actually got to DC. That whole day was used to get to DC, not only get there, but he provided a miracle with getting us somewhere to stay. Because again, I just moved in faith. I had like $15, some stamps for like food, and that was pretty much it. Like, I didn't know what we were going to do, but the Lord provided a way for us to stay. So boom, we have the place to stay now, and it is the second day. So they were having a coat drive literally the second day. So we got to DC on what was it? We got to DC on, what was it? November. It was either, okay, so I think we got to DC on the 2nd of November. And I believe that this story time happened on the 4th, if I'm not wrong. It either happened on the 2nd or the 4th. I know it was with the second day that I was down there, though. So I can't remember if we got to DC like the last day of October, and then the second day being November 2nd. That's kind of slipping my mind right now. But either way, it was literally 2 days after we got to DC. So either whether that be we got to DC on the 2nd, and then we went to the coat drive on the 4th, or something like that, right, y'all? But I knew that it was the second day. Wow. Now I'm sitting here thinking about it. That coat drive. Yeah, that was at the same place. Wow. Wow. Full circle moments. Full circle moments. Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay, y'all. I'm not gonna lose focus, but I'm literally just sitting here thinking about the last time I was in DC before we went to Arizona. I literally was at the same place where I went to go get the coat. They was having like a food bank or something down there, and I was at that place where I went to go get the coats initially the second day that I was down in DC. I don't know. That's crazy to me. But anyway, I'm not going to get off track. So the second day we went to the coat drive, okay? Because it was like literally it was cold outside in DC and everything. And that's why they got us into the place so fast, because it was like a, what is it called? A thermo, something about a cold weather warning or something like that. I can't think of the name right now, but hallelujah. So it was the second day. We went to the coat drive, right? We were in line and everything. We were talking to the people. We went to go get the coats. And after, like, even before we went to go get the coats, I wanted some Chipotle, right? So of course I did have a car at the time because we drove over to DC. I had a Toyota Corolla at the time, and so I was driving to go get these coats and everything, right? So I grabbed a couple of coats, one for me, one for my son, and one for my friend at the time, and loaded the coats up and everything. And I'm like, I want some Chipotle, right? But I didn't want just any old Chipotle. I specifically wanted a veggie bowl. I was specifically craving a veggie bowl. So there was a Chipotle that was very, very close to us. Wow, how did I not notice this when we were going? I did not realize that this was the same place that we went to go get the coats the last time I was in DC. I was literally at that place like every other week, and just literally did not realize that was the same place. That's wild. But anyway, so yeah, this definitely is speaking to like full circle moments for me. So anyway, y'all, I wanted a Chipotle bowl, but I wanted a veggie bowl specifically. So there was a Chipotle that was nearby to the coat place, to the coat drive or whatever. So we went there. I put in my GPS and we went there because I was just looking for nearest Chipotle or whatever. So we went to that coat drive. Excuse me. And we went to that Chipotle, but that Chipotle did not have any vegetables. And mind you, if I want a veggie bowl, I want fajita veggies on it. So like literally, I was like, no, like I won't have it. I need a veggie bowl. Like I need a veggie bowl with some guac and some fajita veggies on it. Right. And why I was craving a veggie bowl like this, do not know, because I was not plant-based at the time. But you know, the Lord moves in mysterious ways. But anyway, so got the veggie bowl. No, didn't get the veggie bowl from that Chipotle. So I went to go look up the next nearest Chipotle. And I don't even think that it was the next nearest one, but I was just drawn to the Chipotle that I chose, right? So I choose this Chipotle, which I think is like the second next closest one to us. And we started to drive there and everything. And, you know, it was just a beautiful day. Although it was cold outside, like it was a beautiful day. Like, you know, just being in a new atmosphere and everything, seeing new people. I always say like I love DC. Like DC got soul. Like people literally be in their own world in DC, but I love it. Like I don't know. I really like DC and the vibe of DC when I was out there. So being new to the area, I'm looking around like I like this. Like I'm just feeling the vibes of everything, right? So it was something that was already happening in me as I'm looking at this new atmosphere and everything, right? So we pull up to the Chipotle. We're looking for a parking spot at first, and I couldn't really find a parking spot because it was on like a very busy street. Like for anyone who knows Capitol Hill, like the Capitol Hill area, and like the little what is that? I know, I mean, we were living on K Street, and we were living on K Street in Northeast. So we were living like over in the Noma area when we were out there, but it's like, oh my gosh, I forget what that area is called. But it was Capitol Hill, right? So we're on that street, and it's like a playground around there, and it's like a train station that's right there and everything. So I finally found a parking spot. We park and everything, and I'm like, mind you, everything is like pretty much still in my car. I haven't unloaded it, everything. That's how new we were. Like, yes, we moved into the shelter that we were going in, but like they had provided our like essential needs and everything, so there was no need for me to just hurry up and unload the stuff out of the car. So everything was still in the car. Baby boy was in the back, and I had to like come get him ready out the car and everything. So we parked not too far. We park across the street, but it's not too far from where the Chipotle is at, right? We see the Chipotle at Park, not too far from it. So so we get out of the car, we go across the street, and I, you know, go into Chipotle, of course, to go, and they have exactly what I need and everything. So we sit down in the Chipotle and we eat. So I'm like, you know, because I'm feeling the vibe already. I'm like, we should just like walk around and, you know, see the area and everything. So I wanted to go one way, which was, so it's a long strip of like stores, and it's a theater and everything out there. It's like what is that called? I forget what the strip is called, y'all. But yeah, so it's a long strip or whatever. Now it's not super duper long, but it's a strip of like stores and things like that, right? So I wanted to go the opposite way, which was the way of the playground, also the train station, out of the Chipotle. So I was like, you know, because I saw something was like going on over there. It looked like they was having like a little like somebody was performing or something over there. So I wanted to go that way because I saw like kind of the commotion over there. But my son was like, Mommy, can we go this way? He was over here. So I was like, you know, like, why not? Our car was literally almost across the street. So even if I wanted to go the other way where I saw like this little performance going on, we were close to it anyway. So I'm just like, you know, why not see why not see like what's down here, right? Because I saw all the stories and everything. So we start walking the way that my son wants to go, we're passing all the stores. Mind you, y'all, I didn't come with much money, so I only had a couple of dollars in my pocket. But with that, I was able to get to Chipotle. And also, as we walk down, we're walking on the side where the Chipotle is, the side of the street where the Chipotle is, and we're walking up the street, actually, not up the street, down the street. We're walking this way. I wanted to go this way, but my son wanted to go this way. So we're walking this way. And as we keep walking down, I see this store called Call Your Mother. And I was like, oh, that's funny. I took a picture of it. And I was like, that's funny. That's a cute name for a store, whatever. So I took a picture of it, and the Lord had already been, it was certain, he had already been highlighting stuff to me. So I knew that he was highlighting that to me, but I thought that it was for someone else. But anyway, and then I see this sign from afar, y'all. I see this big old sign, and I see the words on it. But when I actually read the words, because it was lit up, when I actually read the words on it, it said miracle. And at first I don't know what I thought it said. I thought it just said theater or something like that. But literally it was a theater, but the sign said miracle. It was the Miracle Theater out there on Capitol Hill. Oh my God. Every time I tell this story, literally I get it just gives me chills every single time. So it was the Miracle Theater that was out there on Capitol Hill. Well, it's still out there, I'm pretty sure, on Capitol Hill. So I see the sign and I'm like, wow, that's crazy. I'm like, what you up to, Lord? I'm feeling this stirring up in my spirit. And I'm like, what you up to, Lord? What's going on? And mind you, I haven't seen anything like this before. I don't even know necessarily what a miracle could look like at this point, but my spirit knew that there was a stirring up happening, right? Because God knew what he was about to do. It's just I wasn't completely aware of it yet. So anyway, I see the miracle sign. I'm just like, wow, what you about to do? I keep looking at the sign, but again, I don't know what to expect. I don't even know necessarily what a miracle is supposed to entail. What happens in a miracle? At least at night, I was able to discern that it was something going on. You know what I mean? I've never seen nothing like that. But I felt it in my spirit. My spirit knew, I knew everything was just in agreement along with the sign. So I kept looking at the sign. Plus we keep walking toward the theater. And mind you, the sign is speaking to me so much that I end up going. We knock on the door of the theater or whatever. Cause I'm just I don't know why I'm being drawn here. That's not what I'm telling them, but I'm just to me, I don't know why I'm being drawn here. So there has to be a reason. Let me just see what's going on in here. There was actually a kids party or something that was going on. And there was actually a kids party or something that was going on, y'all, in the theater. So no one could actually come in from the outside because I guess someone had reserved it for the day or something, or for the couple of hours or something. But so hold on, y'all. I'm trying to move y'all up so I can sit back some. Okay. Where was I at? Okay, yes. So someone had reserved the theater for however many hours you reserve a theater for. And so I'm speaking to the guy because he does come to open the door, right? He comes to open the door. And even that was prophetic to me because it's the miracle doors are opening. But yeah, he comes to open the door or whatever, and he's talking to me. He's just yeah, we're not really taking anybody right now. So I'm just okay, I still don't understand what is this stirring up that I'm feeling. So I leave it alone, but I'm still still feeling stirred up, and I'm still feeling something is about to happen, something is just about to blow. So anyway, what was it? Okay, so We leave the theater, right? Excuse me, y'all. I probably should have bought some water over here. Whew. We leave the theater, right? And we walk a little bit further down. And I think Call Your Mother was past the theater. I think it was like when we went down a little bit more, and then we ended up crossing the street and walking back up the street, right? So to go to the car, because again, our car was on the other side of the street because we were walking on the side of the Chipotle. So our car was on the other side of the street. We had just walked up the street. Now we were walking back toward the car after we crossed the street. So when we got on that side of the street, I actually saw an ice cream parlor, and I wanted some ice cream. Baby boy wanted some ice cream, so I'm just like, I got a couple of dollars, literally, a couple of dollars that was left. I go into the ice cream parlor, and we go to go get some ice cream. They ended up having like something butter almond, which I was so happy about because that's like my favorite. You never find them no more, which I'm so sad about. The only one that has it is like that has a good one is Bluebell. They have like a pistachio almond, but I can't even eat that no more because vegan, no dairy. So I really want to make my own. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. The ice cream was really, really good though. So we got them in cones. I think altogether it cost like $18 or something like that. So we got them in like waffle cones. So mind you, we get our ice cream. We're leaving out now. This was a cute little ice cream parlor. So we take pictures in there and everything. And now we're leaving out of the ice cream parlor. And we start walking back up toward the car. But mind you, we're just taking our time. We're just like enjoying the time. I'm taking pictures of him, of my son, and everything. So, but mind you, we're across now. We've walked back up the street, which means that we have to cross the way of the Miracle Theater again. So I see across the street and I see the theater right there. And mind you, I'm still like, my mind will just not get off of this word and just miracle, miracle, miracle. And I'm still feeling this stirring up, right? So I look down, I look at the Miracle Theater and I look down and my eyes are just set on the side of this guy's face. Like random guy, just standing there. He was the only visible one, like his whole body was visible behind this car, behind this like group of guys that were standing there. So my eye just like locked in on him. And I'm just like, I didn't know what I was looking at, but I knew that it looked familiar. I don't mean to say it like that, but like I knew that he looked familiar, but I didn't know who he was. So mind you, again, I'm looking at the side of his face. So I'm like literally, I'm pretty sure he felt like me burning a hole into the side of his face because I'm literally sitting there like, and mind you, y'all, okay, so I'm gonna tell you in a little bit. So I'm literally, my gosh, this was like literally. So I'm burning a hole into the side of this man's face, and I'm pretty sure he feels it. But he turns to look, because I'm literally, I stopped, like I literally stopped in my tracks. That's how like I stopped in my tracks, y'all. So mind you, like I'm holding baby boy's hand. I still have like my little ice cream in my hand and everything. And I'm just like looking at him. And then he turns his face. It turns towards me, y'all. And I see that it's my cousin. Now, please pay attention. Listen to this. So it's my cousin, but it's my cousin who really no one in my like side of the family that I, like my immediate side of the family, no one has talked to him in years. I myself had not seen him in over 11 years. I think we had spoken the year prior very briefly just about just like, how you doing? It was very, very brief. Like, y'all, it was like very vague information. He ended up telling me that he was at that time that he was like in the Washington DC area. But yeah, none of that was a driver as to why I was in DC. But it's so crazy because me and the same person who I had grabbed a coat for, um, I had I had told him that a couple weeks. No, was it a couple weeks prior? I think it was when I was already in DC. Yeah, I think it was already when I was in DC. But mind you, the Lord led me to DC. I didn't even think I was going to DC. He led me to DC, and I think it was like the day that I got down DC or something like that. And I was talking to the same person who I had got the extra coat for. And I was like, wouldn't it be so crazy? Like, I remember my cousin telling me that like he was in DC like a year or something ago. Wouldn't it be so crazy if I like seen him or something? So, and I remember him like my friend at the time, he agreed with me. He was like, yeah, that, like that would be crazy. I forget his exact words, but he was like, yeah, like that would be crazy or something like that, right? So the power of agreement, y'all. The power of agreement. Um so yeah, it was that cousin. It was literally that cousin that I had said just a few days ago, like, wouldn't it be crazy if I seen him? I didn't even know that he was still in the area. We did not talk prior before me getting to DC. Again, the last time we had talked was the year prior. And when I seen him, when he seen me, we both just like, we like tilted our heads and we were just like, mind you, nobody in my family has talked to him. Nobody knew where he was at. Even if they did, they didn't even know at the time. Wait, I think my grandma didn't know that I was in DC. Yeah, I think my grandma might have knew that I was in DC, but I don't even know if my mom knew that I was in DC. I don't know. I think she might have known. She might know. Yeah, I called them to let them know that we had got where we was going or whatever. But still, nobody could tell me, even if they could tell me that, like, yeah, your cousin is still in DC. They wouldn't know that he was right there at that moment at Capitol Hill. Nobody warned me about anything but the Holy Spirit saying that a miracle was about to happen. So we see each other, and literally it was like, when I tell you, I cannot forget this moment ever, because I was such like it was like a standstill. Like everything around me like slowed down. It was like literally one of those scenes in a movie. We're looking at each other, and I'm just like, it can't be. I was like, that can't be. That's not him. That's what I was thinking the whole time. I'm like looking at the side of his face. I'm like, that's not him. Like, it can't be. And then when he looks at me, he's like looking at me like, like, no. But yeah, so I see him and like we recognize each other, and I start walking across the street. When I tell you again, like time like kind of stopped in that moment. It was one of the movie moments where like I just started walking in the street and I didn't even care. Like, of course I'm paying attention. I got baby boy with me and everything, but I didn't even care at the time that like if it could have been a car coming. I seen a way to cross the street, and I was just like, the Lord just led my feet across the street. So literally the closer that we get to each other, and we're just like literally like, what are you doing here? You know what I mean? It was like one of those one in a million, like literally one in a million, one in however many people is in this world. Like, who only God could have done that. You know what I mean? And this is not to say I wasn't even thinking about like, I wasn't even necessarily thinking about seeing my cousin. This was not a thing where like, I'm just like, oh, I hope we do see each other. DC was not even in my mental. I didn't even know that DC was close to Maryland. I didn't know where DC was. Y'all, like, this is how guided, how strategic, how timely, and how spot on God is, to the fact where like he literally to every single detail, like he is in the details. That's what I'm trying to say. He was in every single detail. You know what I mean? So we see each other and like literally we're talking or whatever. We exchange numbers. I end up texting him. I wish I had the text messages still, but I ended up texting him. And then after he left, because he was like, he even said himself, like, I don't even know what we're doing here right now. We were supposed to been gone. Like, he was like, because again, he was like with a couple of his sorority brothers or whatever. And he introduced me to them and everything, but he was just like, I don't even know what we're still doing here. Like, we were been supposed to like go or whatever. We're just sitting here talking at this point. I wonder too. But we ended up texting when he pulled off and everything, and he was like, literally, I'm leaving for Africa. Him and his fiance, I believe, was leaving for Africa the next day, y'all. Like, this was his last day in DC. He was leaving for Africa the very next day. Wow. And I was just like literally mind blown. Like, me and my son, of course, we were still in around the neighborhood and everything. We sat down and we ate our ice cream at one of the other little restaurants, had a little seating area outside, but it was just, and I told him that day too, I was just like, I was like, you were under the miracle sign, because he was under the miracle theater sign. Mind you, if I didn't look back over at that sign, I wouldn't have seen him. He was like, literally, if the miracle theater sign was right here, my cousin was like right here, a couple feet over from being under the sign directly. If I didn't look back at that sign, I would have missed it. I would have missed the moment, right? And I really feel like that's going to speak to someone, like, pay attention to the signs, because that has been part of my prayer recently. Not that God would like overtake me with miracle signs and wonders, but that like he would continue to keep my eyes on him, keep my hopes in him, that what he showed me is what it is. It is truth. Which, even before I came on here, I looked up the number 225 because I was led to. The Lord gave it to me, and it literally meant truth. And it literally meant to agree. Like one of them, either the Strong's or the Hebrew, meant truth, and then the other meant to like agree or to consent to a proposal or something like that. Right? It's been 32 minutes. Like, how? But anyway, y'all, I'm wrapping it up anyway. Glory be to God. So yeah, God is saying, like, if I didn't have my eyes, if I didn't have this feeling, this stirring up, this knowing that something big is about to happen, and if I would have just shooed the feeling away, thank you, Holy Spirit. If I would have just shooed this feeling away and not kept my eyes on the signs, wow. One of those numbers literally mean signs. What is that? Oh, it is. Okay. Oh yeah. I looked up what was the Hebrew word for miracle, and it said nes. It literally means banner, flag, or pole. Or mofeth means wonder, sign, or portent. Okay. But yeah, I looked that up like right before I came on here. But God is saying to keep like the signs that He is showing you, that feeling that you're feeling, that stirring up in your spirit that you're feeling, because God has been confirming and giving you hope, giving you encouragement, giving you the signs. You feel the stirring up. Please keep your eyes on Him, because a miracle is about to take place, y'all. Like, He is doing it swiftly, like, will blow your mind. When I tell you this, like, till this day, this moment in time blew my mind, because out of that act of obedience, out of just being led by the Spirit, to go to that specific Chipotle, my son, him being led to go this way instead of this way, everything just so divinely orchestrated and aligned. And it just took me by surprise. It took me by complete surprise. And I know that that is what the Lord is doing in this time. A lot of us are going to be surprised about how he is going to align these things that he has shown you. The alignment is just divinely orchestrated, and everything is being put in place, and down to the very littlest detail, y'all. The littlest detail, y'all. So, yeah, I had to come on here and show y'all. I had to come on here and share with y'all that testimony because these are just some of like the indicators that the signs are real. Like miracles really do like happen. Like timing, God's timing is like literally so profound and like amazing. Like I couldn't do that. I couldn't have done that moment better even if I tried. Like it doesn't matter. I don't care how many movies I didn't watch. I don't care if it felt like a movie moment. I could not have done that moment right there better if I tried. Nobody else could have done it better than the way that the Lord did it. And again, this was for something that I was not even looking for. I didn't have like necessarily a hope for it. I was literally just speaking freely when I was talking to my friend about like, wouldn't that be crazy if I seen him? Because again, that was over a year plus that he said he was in DC. But yeah, y'all. So that is a testimony of the miracle that happened on Capitol Hill. Please stay encouraged. Please believe the Lord. Please prepare. Please do not miss the move that God is trying to do because you're taking your eye off of the miracle. Okay. He is faithful to perform. Even if you don't know what it's going to look like, no one can do it better than how God is going to do it. So please stay hopeful, stay hopeful. And keep your eyes on the Lord. Okay, y'all. I had to come share that with y'all. I did not think I was going to be on here for almost 40 minutes, but glory be to God. We got it out, and I hope that it encouraged you and has been a blessing to you. And I love y'all, and God loves you so much more. This message proves it, and He is doing a big new thing. That song has been playing in my head all day. I hear God sing, something big is going to happen. I'm hearing whisper. My throat is all messed up, y'all, but if y'all been on YouTube, y'all know. Y'all been hearing that song. So, yeah, I love y'all. And I'll talk to y'all in the next one. Bye.